So we just received word on the official announcement that Velma is going to get a season 2 and that they are already in active development towards season 2. Now the funny thing is a lot of people are using this opportunity about season 2 and the announcement for it as some sort of like vindication that hate watching is the reason why season 2 has come out. And I posted on Twitter an entire thread about it and how I feel about it. And how, for me, hate watching is not what caused this to have a season 2. Ultimately, season 2 was going to be a thing regardless of whether or not people view this show or not. There are certain TV shows and certain movies for these production companies that is simply meant to check off boxes. These TV shows are simply meant to serve an ideological purpose, and that's all they're meant to serve. They're not meant to actually make any money because they are subsidized by TV shows from those same production companies that do actually make money. So they are okay with losing money on shows like Velma, and they're okay with doubling down on their ideology because it gives them everything they need in order to look good in the public eye while at the same time allowing them to spread the message, right? So let's get into the article, guys. This one comes for us from CBR.com. And it says Velma creative team is actively working on season 2. HBO Max's Velma series continues its trajectory towards an eventual season 2 release as its creative team is actively developing the follow-up frame. I'm pretty sure this is like everybody's face when they realized season 2 was officially confirmed. It says creatives behind the HBO Max series Velma are working behind the scenes to bring season 2 of the show to light as reports confirm it's in active development. Channing Dungey, the chairperson of Warner Bros. Television, confirmed in an interview with Deadline that her team is working on season 2 of the adult animated comedy series. Dungey's admission follows up Velma's listing on the Entertainment Identifier Registry, which shows a 2023 premiere window for season 2. The EIDR is the industry-curated public registry of media assets, typically showing the upcoming shows and movies that are registered within their system. Now, what I will say is that, again, season 2 was going to come out whether or not season 1 was a success or failure. They do not care. They had an idea and a plan with this TV show, and they wanted to follow through, and they were going to make sure that season 2 was going to exist whether or not the show was attacked or whether or not the show was praised. Obviously, if the show was praised, it would be even better for them, but they don't really care if the show is the worst rated show ever. They're going to double down on their ideology, and they're going to continue to make the TV show that they want to make. Now, with that being said, again, it doesn't surprise me that season 1 is potentially coming out in 2023 because this was planned before season 1 even came out in the first place. And by season 1, I meant season 2. Season 2 was planned before season 1 even came out, and it was probably in production. They were only now admitting that it's in production, but it was probably in production before season 1 even released. Because there's no way in hell they release a season 1 in 2023, and they're also going to release season 2 in 2023, especially for an animated TV show, without actually having some work done on it already. So again, this whole hate watching is what caused season 2. It's nonsense. That's what they want you to fight each other. They want you to think that hate watching is what caused this whole ordeal. But let me be real with you. HBO Max still to this day has not released viewership numbers for a single episode of Velma. They released viewership numbers of The Last of Us immediately on the first episode, and the only time they do that is when they are extremely proud of the viewership numbers because they know they actually have the views to back up their claims. But when it comes to a show like Velma, they don't have the views to back up their claims. Nielsen ratings have completely exposed Velma for being a total flop. So at the end of the day, even if they try to hide it, it's been exposed. It's out there. They already know. Everybody knows that Velma sucks. And that if anybody was watching this TV show, they were watching it through YouTubers. So of course, YouTubers are going to get the views and not HBO Max. And you can guarantee that when a production company is ashamed of their numbers, they're going to try every way not to release those numbers. And if they do release numbers, they're going to be numbers that make them look good in the public eye, like that 127% number that they were passing around as the most amazing thing ever. As we know now, it was just complete BS. So it says Velma garnered immediate success for HBO Max upon its release on January 12th, becoming the biggest premiere for any animated series in the streaming service's history. Again, CBR.com. You are shills, 100%. We all know this, okay? Everybody who watches my videos know that CBR are some of the most hardcore shills out there on the internet. They really tried to sit up here and say that Velma was what's immediately successful for HBO Max. That's what they want you to believe. Now, the reason why they say that is because it became the biggest premiere for an animated series in the streaming service's history. The only thing they failed to mention is that that's out of like, what, 2 shows? 3 shows? Come on, bro. Like you are so disingenuous when you come out and try to do stuff like this. Everybody who knows anything knows that HBO Max does not have a ton of animated shows currently. They canceled a bunch of animated shows, so that basically reduces the competition to almost nothing for Velma. And of course, Velma is going to be the biggest animated show to release on HBO Max because you have none. You have almost no animated shows. So out of all the comparison, yes, of course, Velma's going to be the biggest one. But if you're the biggest one out of losers, you're still a fucking loser at the end of the day. It says, while capitalizing on its early viewership for season 2 is understandable, Velma also has a lot of critics to prove wrong, considering how polarizing season 1 has been. The mystery horror comedy has a measly audience score of 7% on Rotten Tomatoes and has been widely panned by viewers. Velma features The Office alum Mindy Kaling as Velma Dinkley, who was made popular in the classic Scooby-Doo animated series. Serving as an origin story for how Mystery Inc. was formed, Velma reimagines its titular character as being of South Asian descent, leading to some critics accusing the show of stereotypes against South Asian women. The teenage would-be detective tries to solve the mystery of her missing mother in the series, as well as various murders involving local teenage girls. Kaling stars in Velma alongside Glenn Howerton, who is Fred Jones, Sam Richardson, who is Norval, and Constance Wu, who is Daphne, with the Mystery Inc. crew featuring various love stories since all of its members have feelings for Velma. Again, anybody shocked by the fact that all the members have feelings for Velma? It's the ultimate narcissistic show. Of course, everybody's gonna have feelings for Velma. It's Mindy Kaling, right? So, like, Mindy Kaling has to have everybody just going crazy over her. It says, however, the biggest critique of Velma so far is the non-involvement of Scooby-Doo, with many suggesting the absence of the problem-solving Great Dane strips the show of its identity. Despite the backlash and negative reviews, its above-mentioned viewership poll and the buzz it has generated have prevented it from going into obscurity, potentially leading to its continuation. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. What are you talking about, above-mentioned viewership poll? How do you know this, CBR? How do you know this, that they had above-mentioned viewership poll? They have not released their viewership numbers. You know who did? Nielsen. Nielsen released the numbers for the top 10 original shows released around the time that Velma came out. And you mean to tell me that you're saying that episode 1 brought in a ton of viewership for Velma? So where is it? Where is it? Where is it in the original charts? If this show is more popular than The Last of Us, which a lot of people are trying to say that it is because of the 127% number, where is it? We know The Last of Us has millions of views per episode. You know how we know? Because they released the numbers. So why didn't Velma release the numbers? Everybody can tell you why Velma didn't release the numbers, because their numbers are bullshit and they know it and they don't want to admit it. So they want to let it slide under the rug in the hopes that everybody forgets about it. That's what they want to do as they lead into season 2. And of course, we're going to have a great time on this channel absolutely dunking on season 2 when it comes out, because I guarantee you, if season 1 is any indication of the quality of the show, season 2 is going to be even more of a woke mega flop. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.